So first, let me apologize for the setting that I'm recording this in. We are struggling with power outages right now, and this is the only room with lights that is kind of quiet. So um, I'll have to do my presentation here. But I did my presentation on higher order cognitive skills, decision making, and problem solving in soccer players, and how to design training sessions to maximize success with those skills. Um, Going into my paper, I didn't have much thought on what it was to design a training session to maximize cognitive skills and why that would benefit players. After doing this paper, my mind has been greatly changed on that. I focused on a few key areas where the higher order thinking skills were presented and then reflected in studies throughout different regions and different soccer clubs, and how they created success within players, not only just on the soccer field, but in physical education and in the classroom. The first area that I really focused on was metacognition. In this area, it was mainly focused on getting players to think about their actions, why they made a specific action, or why they reacted away to other players. And it was found throughout studies the more elite players were much more aware and had higher metacognition activity than the lower players, which reflected in their play and actually helped them play quicker and understand the game quicker by breaking down the other team. Also, in regards to metacognition, there was focuses on critical thinking and motivation. Both of these were tied into more of a self-efficacy of the individuals, especially motivation, by setting realistic goals and stuff like that. It really helped players reach their full potential and maximize their efforts. So with that, a lot of the focus on the training was increasing metacognition within the training by doing little things such as exit tickets or asking open-ended questions or getting the players to think about their actions and why they did it, not just which action they should do. The next section I focused on was problem solving. With problem solving, soccer is very much a problem-oriented game. You have two opposing teams with different tactics, and it's the goal of the players to break down the opposing team and figure out ways to unlock their defense or prevent their attack. So problem solving is a crucial skill. It was found that by increasing problem solving skills within the players were quicker at breaking down opponents, understanding movement patterns and such. They were also more accurate in their estimations. This also tied into their aggression levels. It was found that because they were able to solve problems easier, they actually had lower levels of aggression throughout all youth ages. So it was important that you incorporated problem solving into practice. The best way to do this is simply not telling players why they are doing a drill, rather by having them try to figure it out on their own and come to you with an explanation of why they were doing something. The third section was focused on logic, which was tied directly into decision making. Pretty straightforward. Most of soccer is decision based. If you make this pass as opposed to this pass, it really can affect the game. So the articles I focused on with that was the comparison of how an elite player makes a decision as opposed to a sub-elite player through several different core components, and how much more effective the elite players are compared to the sub-elite players. The last section I had was focused entirely on how to design a session to enhance cognition. as kind of talked about, a lot of it is by asking questions, getting the players to think about thinking, and incorporating problem solving in practice. But it was also found in the study that endurance training really helped players improve their logical thinking, and then also enhancing creativity within practice, which I found interesting because I think in soccer, in certain positions, there's a lot of creativity, but in certain positions, there's not. So it'd be finding a balance of how to increase creativity throughout an entire team as opposed to just specific positions. And you can do that by having open drills where players are allowed to formulate their own problem-solving technique to the drill rather than putting them through a strict pattern, which is a classical style of coaching that is really trying to be pushed out of the game. And then finally, just going over the critiques and stuff for the articles I did study. The biggest critiques I had were that each study I found was very region specific. Soccer is very much a cultural game where each region is going to have its own style of play, its own methodology, etc. So by not having a cross study between two regions, you really limit the material you're providing. It would be really beneficial to the study to have, a European-based study compared to a South American-based study where the two style plays are completely different, and how both sides can see success with the same cognitive skill promotion. And then also just kind of widening the age range. A lot of the studies were focused from 13 to 18, and it would be really helpful to incorporate the younger ages to see if you started the cognition promotion in an earlier age, if that would provide benefit compared to starting them at 13, or are they not able to have that higher order thinking skills that early, and so it would be non-beneficial to start them that early. You'd just be wasting your time in a sense. But really, overall, the study was really helpful to me as a coach because I think it provided me a lot of information and material to reflect on my own coaching styles and how I can incorporate it into my training sessions to help better my athletes and stuff like that. And it's definitely something I'm going to look to do differently moving forward when it comes to making my own training sessions. Thank you.